This hangout on air is live.
Now? But you can't see the yellow thing. Oh, it's working.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
Look at, we're in the same room.
It is the 100th episode of Electric Fancave. Hello, fangirls and fanboys. I didn't even write an introduction. Did you write an introduction?
Yes.
You did?
Of course I did. I did it. I'm lying. But it's our 100th episode, and it's very exciting. And of course, we didn't write an introduction because
it's too exciting.
Yeah,
like I couldn't possibly.
Our introduction is that we're gonna make a special cocktail.
Yeah. We are. You guys, I feel like...
Do you guys remember so long ago when we said we were going to drink Surge and eat Warheads and we forgot?
Oh, I should have brought the Warheads.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do have those. But
instead, we decided we'll make a special 100th episode drink featuring this delightful 90s soda and this tequila I found in my house. It's going to be super delicious. So
yeah. I don't see anything bad coming of this. Only good things can possibly happen.
This cork broke off in here.
Oh.
Should opened it before.
Already off to a shoddy start.
I've got more tequila back here.
Good thing Kristin has a lot of tequila in her place. You guys, today on the show, while Kristin goes and finds the tequila, today on the show, we are going to have hopefully some special guests calling in from olden days of the show, especially one very special guest that we hope will stop by, or maybe she'll just tweet GIFs at us, but hopefully she will stop by the fan cave and it will be delightful. But we're going to talk about all kinds of pop culture things. We're going to share a few memories. We're going to drink a little Surge, which may be fatal. Let's see. Kristin is pouring with scientific precision.
Oh, yeah.
The tequila.
Bro? Supposed to be that color?
I don't know.
It smells okay.
Tequila. Part 1. This is the Electric Fan Cave 100th episode special drink. If you're at home and you have Surge and tequila.
God, this looks terrible.
This looks like the worst idea we've ever had. And we've had a lot of bad ideas.
This looks like Ecto Cooler.
It does look like Ecto Cooler.
Hey! Clink! Clink!
Smells like death.
It's not bad. It's not terrible.
That is not terrible. I'd like to just try the Surge on its own. Well, maybe it's because I've had tequila. It doesn't taste like much.
That's kind of what's weird is that it kind of just tastes like watery tequila. So where's the Surge? What is this supposed to taste like again?
I'm not sure.
Citrus flavors.
Citrus flavors. I don't think that's what it tastes like.
It's the caffeine. Yeah. I don't think.
I've never had any form of citrus thing that tastes like that. I haven't had Surge in, like, what, since like middle school?
Years?
15, 20 years, somewhere in that general vicinity.
How old are we?
Old.
Really old.
Old enough that I was saying today, what makes me feel really old is how much I hate trap music. And, like, do you know who Fetty Wap is? Fetty Wap?
No. I don't even know what trap music is.
I mean, I don't, like, that's the thing. I'm so old, I couldn't even, like, explain to you what trap music is. I just know I don't like it. Like, when I hear it, I'm like, stop.
Is it like you get trapped into listening to it?
That's how it feels. That's basically what it feels like to me. I spent 4.5 hours in the car getting down here to Kristin's place, and I felt trapped by trap music.
And I've been watching Lord of the Rings the whole time, so who do you think had the better afternoon?
Yeah. So, anyway,
would you rather have spent 4 hours in traffic, or would you have rather spent the afternoon watching Lord of the Rings?
So yeah, that's a real Sophie's choice there, Kristin. No, gracias. So as I said, some people will hopefully end up calling in today as we talk about things and reminisce. I was saying earlier, I was talking to someone who said they were like, oh, I'll like come in all ninja-like, you know? And it reminded me, if we want to start off reminiscing on our past episodes, of when we had Alex Jacob, who was the winner of the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions this year, on the show. And Kristin and I were so lost in a conversation at that point that apparently he'd been sitting in the chat for like 10 minutes. And we had no idea, like just no clue.
Well, he was having technical difficulties, so
was he? I don't know if he was.
I do remember him finally being like, yeah, I'm here.
He like
he us, dude. We'll never stop talking.
He sneezed or coughed or something, and we were like,
and
Where did that
here?
Yeah, we both looked
And then
behind us.
then we look, we're like, oh my God.
There's a person here. We're like, how long have you been here? He's like, oh, a while. Like, oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the fan cave for you right there.
Don't be a ninja because we'll never notice you.
Yeah,
just talk over you like you're not here.
Pretty much. Kristin, looking back, what are some of your favorite maybe guests or moments or things that have happened over the course of the fan cave?
Oh my gosh, so hard. Favorite moments, definitely loved the female friendship episode.
Yes.
It was really fun with Alex Blakey. It was just great because the topics were super fun.
Yeah.
We honestly just got to talk about
like Mad Max.
Yeah, we basically talked about Mad Max for like forever, which was great.
And the female friendship is another classic fan cave episode because it's the one that I notoriously didn't record half of.
Right.
And then when I was asked, I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. And it wasn't.
It wasn't fine.
No.
And we had to
redo
it.
Re-record.
And it was sucked because we had done a really good job. It was like one of those few times where we were like pretty on topic and like nailed it. And I was actually one of the few times where I was usually I'm like, oh, whatever, we'll record it. But that one time I was like, oh man, we did like solid. I'm like, gotta remember what we talked about.
But we did a great job the second time, I would say.
Yeah,
if I may be allowed to pat ourselves on the back here, I'm going to pat you.
Thanks.
There we go.
Thanks. Good job for losing it.
Yeah, we did a great job twice. We just got to have that conversation twice,
which was fun.
So
that was definitely probably one of my favorite ones. And then also just like my first episode, which was episode 15 with the Avery Holton was the first time he was on.
Yeah, good old Avery.
Of our first times on the fan cave. And that was another one where we had some technical difficulties and we like came back with like a wardrobe change later. And
gosh, I like don't realize how often we have technical difficulties
every episode
until I'm like trying to recount. I'm like, why does every single one we talk about have that
is a struggle
as a thing that happened?
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones just because I was like nervous and excited and I don't know, it was just really fun. I remember. So I think that was the one where we were talking about X-Files where we first heard, or not even know the reboot, it was just David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson had been hanging out.
And we were like, oh my God, they're hanging out.
And it was so funny because I never knew anybody who really loved X-Files, but Lauren, my friend Lauren who's been on.
Yeah, our Cumberbatch correspondent
was really into it. Mm-hmm. And so it was really funny for me to have Avery, who's a man, like be like, David Duchovny. I'm like, what's happening?
That one was pretty big on Tumblr. People liked his reaction.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Well, it was one of my favorite reactions that we've had to anything because it was just so genius. And unexpected and like subtle because we're like talking about it and he's like, and I was like, oh, excuse me. Why?
Avery's having a moment.
He's having a moment.
Oh, goodness.
So that was definitely one. And then Ben Baudet was so delightful.
Yeah.
And then obviously Martin McCann is like highlight of my life. That just entire scenario. Today I was messaging Corey and I was like, oh, maybe we should invite Martin to maybe come like drop by. And she's like, too much pressure. I'm like, you're right. I'm like, I mean, what if he didn't show up? But what if he did show up? No, you're right. That would be way too much. Or would it? No, it would be too much. Let's not do it.
Yeah, honestly, the what if he did show up was probably more of the danger here.
That was the more anxiety. I was like, it would be like because I'd be waiting the whole time, like hopefully he would. And then I'd be inevitably sad that he didn't, but then I would be like also very relieved that he didn't.
The wave of emotions.
The wave of emotions
in the fan cave.
Ride with that guy. He was just
and for those who are just joining us, because I did say, I promised on my Facebook fan page that if you have never watched the fan cave before, this would be a fine place to start. You get a couple stories and things like that along with our pop culture, whatever. So Martin McCann, BAFTA-nominated actor. He was in an Oscar-nominated short called
Chicken?
Nope. Definitely not that. I feel like it's a name.
It's about chickens.
It's about chickens. He was in an Oscar.
It's like, it's the name of the chicken. There was the name of the chickens. They had names. It was like
that's right.
Malboos and Black. It was like Gus and his chicken's name was like funny. It was like
funny.
Roy and Floozy.
He was in an Oscar-nominated short called Roy.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's probably a good idea. And both of us love him because we love The Pacific, which is fantastic, and he has worked with amazing people.
71, remember when he was
71, which is a fantastic movie if you've never seen it. And so we decided to attempt to get him on the show. I just tweeted at him randomly and was like, hey, want to be on a podcast. We met once upon a time in Belfast years ago.
Boogaloo and Graham.
Boogaloo! I was going to say Graham, and then I was like, that's not as weird as Floozy. That can't be right.
Well, Roy was the Graham in that scenario. Floozy was the Boogaloo. Anyway, the point is this.
He
wanted to hang out with us.
He immediately was like, yeah, I'll do that. I'd love to. I'd be honored. And we're like,
but then we panicked for like 2 months.
Panicked.
And Corey was like, I can't do it. And then I stupidly was like, do you want me to call? And she was like, yes, I would love you to. And I was like, damn it. I kind of thought you were going to say, no, it's okay. I'll do it.
No, absolutely.
Anyway, and it was this whole like saga of me trying to figure out how to even get a country code for Northern Ireland, because it's not called Northern Ireland in the country code book. It was called something else. Isle of Man, as it was called.
Really?
Yeah. You don't remember the story I told you?
I don't remember. I remembered you had trouble with it.
Yeah. Anyways, and then I couldn't figure out. So then, because I was like, well, anyway, and then it was like, took another Google of like, what's the country code?
Took another Google?
Yeah, like one Google to find it and another Google to find out that it was actually Northern Ireland.
I see. I get where you're going with that.
And anyways, and then I called, like, hyped up, and I called, and it was a voicemail. But I was calling from Skype, so I couldn't leave a number. So I was like, left this long ass message with like my email address, but my email address is long because my name is kind of long, and so it was just like
the story of my life.
Anyway, it was a disaster. But then he called me back and was so charming and wonderful.
And we had a lovely interview with the guy. He was fantastic.
He was
great. And he continues to be fantastic. So Martin McCann gets thumbs up. That was definitely one of my favorites. Also, Mike Mulcher from 2000
my gosh.
AD.
I forgot about Mike too, guys. Every time he likes one of my pictures on Instagram, I feel like really
like kind of like a superstar.
Like a super big deal. Because it's rare.
It's rare. Yeah. It's like a unicorn.
Yeah. It's like, I forget the one that he liked recently, and I think I messaged you about it. I was like, Mike Mulcher liked my photo.
Oh my God. Because, I mean, 2000 AD, again, for those uninitiated, is the comic company that puts out Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog and Rogue Trooper and all kinds of things. Probably in America, you've only heard of Judge Dredd. Yeah, you're over it.
Yeah, I'm going to switch.
No, I'm kind of enjoying my green drink. But Mike was just a delightful human being, which is, I think, the thing that when I look back on everybody that we've had on here, like, they've just been good people.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You just look back and you're like, wow, we have had this opportunity to talk to so many really sweet, wonderful people who are really humble and have like if you're going to come on a show like the Electric Fancave, you're not a person who's like all high on themselves, like, clearly, yeah, let's go talk to these two random girls from Orange County who, 5 people are sitting watching.
Subscribing to. And 4 of them are family members. And one of them is Melanie, just over and over again.
Yeah, Melanie's just consistently clicking to make sure that we have plays. No, but like really, it's like we're a small sort of thing, and we do have listeners. We acknowledge you. We have plenty of listeners, but yeah, it's like coming on this is not like coming on something that's going to like make a huge difference to your career, and yet so many people have been willing to just like do it and to do it so like enthusiastically. You know?
Like pumped about it.
I will absolutely do this, And so Mike was amongst those, and he had just some really good words. What was it that he said that really?
It was my favorite thing. And he said the greatest thing that can happen to a person is to realize that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Mike, that was really beautiful.
Yeah, that's really
but it's one of those ones that we've used like multiple times since then, and it's come up in other episodes when we're talking about whatever movie, whenever it is the topic that we have, and it's like, oh, remember that one time Mike was like, anyway, and he was delightful, and he did English Civil War reenactments, which is like the best.
It's so great. So into that.
Like it's like basically the English version of me, but cooler and charming.
With a better mustache.
Well, I hope so. God.
I'm saying your mustache could use work, Kristin.
Kind of like my brother's. My brother's a terrible mustache.
No, I've never seen your brother have a mustache.
Yeah, exactly. No one has.
And all the episodes in which we had all kinds of technical difficulties and things are close to my heart. We talked about recently the Ben Baudet one, and the sweating onto my computer was a fun experience.
The one where you sounded like a robot, and I had to talk to Jason and Ben, and I was like, "Oh, your mantle!" And you were like, "Oh God, what's happening?"
I can't leave Kristin alone. Yeah, leaving Kristin alone with the podcast is always problematic.
A disaster. And also, sorry, I was actually thinking, I loved it when we had Donna on. Donna she went to college with us, but is also an actress in LA. And she was on was she promoting something that time? I don't remember if she was.
No, I think she was
just coming to chat with us, and she's hilarious, first of all. But she was telling us how we were talking about Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth, and she was like, she was like talking, and we're like, I feel like you don't know what's happening right now. And it comes to find out she doesn't know who they are and can't tell them apart.
Nope.
And so we were giving her such a hard time because, as you know, if you do watch, we have a thing called the Chris Pratt Corner, which we visit whenever, where it's like an entire like section of the podcast is, just dedicated to him and his shenanigans. And so we were like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with you? And so the name of the episode was,
Donna Simone Johnson does not know Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's what it was. And so then she messages Corey like months later, and she's like, yes, I went to this audition, and I was kind of nervous to sit down, and the director like pulls out this sheet and is like, so you don't know the difference between Chris
It's like,
Pratt?
no, held up a picture
that was it.
of Chris Pratt and asked her, who is this?
Yeah. When he Googled her, that was like the first thing that came up was our podcast. I'm like, we should be excited that our podcast was the first thing that came up on someone's Google search.
Yeah, like that's kind of incredible. That's without knowing any of those fancy schmancy SEO tricks or whatever that you're supposed to pull to get on the top of the Google.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying letters at this point. That we came up as her first thing was pretty fun.
Definitely one of my favorites. Just her telling that story though, when I was like, absolutely. I think you screenshotted it maybe because it was a message that she sent you, right? It was so great.
It was phenomenal.
Sorry, not sorry, Donna.
Yes. And also, we'd just like to say, we pointed this out on our page, but, when you don't pay for things, your page's reach is pretty limited. So our dear friend Cynthia, who was also on this, she just her movie got like a crazy distribution deal. Fresh out of, what was it, at Cannes? Where was it that it went up? Toronto. Yeah, out of the Toronto International Film Festival. So Cynthia, congratulations, coming up in the world. We get so excited when we see people that we've had on here.
And we take like 3% credit for that.
3%, obviously. Sure. John Polono, also, he's all over the place because, what a sweetheart as well.
He was wonderful. I actually really love the picture from that because both of us, he's like talking, both of us are like, oh, I love you so much.
Like, you're great.
He's so
You're fantastic.
He
he is writing or has written the Boston Marathon bombing movie. And so now it looks like that's in production and stuff. And they've like gone out with Jeff Bauman and all that kind of stuff and thrown out the first pitch recently. And so that's coming up in the world as well. So let it never be said we didn't introduce you to somebody.
Yeah.
There's a couple somebody.
You wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. That's one of my favorite movies, you guys. Sister Act 2, in case you're wondering.
Yep.
It's so good. I always cry when he like really hits that high note in the school assembly.
I always like Sister Act 1 better. I know that's like unusual, but I just
like Sister Act 1,
Sister Act 1.
But I just love Sister Act 2.
Yeah, that's a favorite.
Anyways. Those are some of our favorite.
Yeah, that's just a few of our favorite moments.
I'm sure we'll hit some more.
As we go along, we'll probably remember more. Melanie told us a few. Do you remember what some of the ones that Melanie pointed out?
Oh.
The greatest thing is when Melanie Ray, our dear friend and fan from New Zealand, like tells us something she remembers. It's always so obscure, like a moment that like, cause she remembers everything, just like Steel Trap. And so she'll be like, oh, I really loved when this happened. We're like,
I had to go back and find some of them.
Did you really?
Yeah. Wow. The one where she was talking about the pee, when I was talking about peeing inconsistently, was one of her favorite ones. We were talking about.
I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't. I was like, I feel like we talk about pee a lot.
Well, that's
I
true.
thought at first it was the one where I was annoyed that I was watching that action movie where the girl never peed.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't. It was when I was trying to say, like, your pee stream is wonky.
We were talking about rompers, right?
Yeah, rompers.
Yeah. Just so you know, you guys, we will keep on telling you, be careful about wearing those rompers. Hard to think.
And don't wait till the last second.
Pee streams, unpredictable.
Yeah. That was one she liked. She liked it when Heather came back, which was amazing. Obviously,
we love the Heather Feather. For those who also weren't here from the start of the Fan Cave, the reason Kristin came 15 episodes in, the first 14, my co-host was Miss Heather Feather of the ASMR domain, who is just like one of the most delightful human
She
beings.
is.
Like,
She's so delightful and just sweet and funny and like it's like all of a sudden you're like talking and you're being normal and she says something that you're like, now we have to stop because we're laughing too. I'm like peeing my pants because or we'll be talking and like trying to like continue the episode and she's sending us GIFs on Twitter and it's like
inappropriate
super
GIFs.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, Heather, like I love you. Also stop. I'm trying to focus here.
Yeah. Stop, but never stop. Never stop. So
never stop.
having Heather back for the 50th was magical.
Really great. So
should we talk about some pop culture and whatnot?
Let's do what we do.
All right.
Let's do us.
What do we got on the list today?
What's first?
What do you feel like?
Do you want to do the trail? Want to do the TV first?
All right, let's start with the TV. First things first. ABC canceled everything. They just,
You guys, I'm just not over it. They canceled Agent Carter, and my heart is broken. And this girl on Nerdist wrote this really beautiful article as to why we should keep it.
Did she?
Yeah.
What did she say? Good. What were her reasons?
Well, it was a talking about how he's kind of trying to get over her grief of losing Steve Rogers and her finally working through that and like battling the sexism that she was facing and being able to kind of come into her own as being somewhat respected in her field. And then the next season you see her season 2 was so great. Ouch. Oh gosh. Season 2, she goes out into LA and she is like, finally is starting to kind of come into her own and battle these big, there's like all these unanswered questions that happen as she finally starts to take her own. No, that's not true. That can't possibly be true. I refuse to believe it.
We interrupt this conversation. We have to skip forward to something else we're going to talk about because...
That can't be true. That's not true. It can't be true.
It can't be true. You guys, so Black Panther casting has just been bonkers and wonderful. Okay. So, like Kristin is going to lose her. Yeah, this is so in the past week already we were like just over the moon because you've already got the amazing Chadwick Boseman, who was incredible in Civil War and just stole the show. So great. And then they announced Lupita Nyong'o was going to be in it, and like, holy cow, she's perfection. So that was great. And then they announced Michael B. Jordan.
Which obviously made me lose my freaking mind, you guys.
Yeah.
Because I wrote a letter to all of the Hollywood executives saying, you should put Michael B. Jordan in all of the things. And I feel like this is them listening to me.
Yep.
You know how we always say we should be in charge of things? Yeah.
This is our mantra.
This is my moment.
The Electric Fancave should be in charge of things. Listen, Hollywood.
Listen.
Here we go.
And they've heeded.
Did she not say Michael B. Jordan should be in all the things?
They did.
She did say that.
But I didn't even
go there. And so now
I
was just checking to make sure I wasn't missing any commentary and things on the Facebook, and we see extra salt for this rumor, please. John Boyega may have a part. Oh, I missed Brienne talking. John Boyega may have a part in Black Panther.
John Boyega, who, if you guys know us, we have been following him on social media because he's the world's most charming human ever to be created. What? John Boyega.
This is going to be the greatest.
You guys, this movie can't even exist.
Yeah, and the director / writer is Ryan Coogler, who did Creed, which was amazing. And Fruitvale Station. And he recently said something along the lines of that this is like his most personal movie yet. I'm like, you did Creed and Fruitvale Station, and this is your most personal movie. So like, how he has to be approaching this is just.
I wonder if now they just like give him whoever he wants.
Right.
Yeah. He's just like, they're like, yeah, do whatever you want.
I imagine so, because I've also read that supposedly, I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Bri.
It's Producer Bri.
It's Producer Bri. It's going to have like an 80% Black cast or something like that, or 80% people of color cast. And so like, that's really they're giving you a like carte blanche, do what you want.
Yeah.
with this story.
Well, what's cool is I wonder if when they haven't really gone into who any of the characters are, other than Chadwick Boseman's going to be Black Panther because that's who he is. But we don't know anybody else. So you're like, okay, so what are these other people going to be like? Are they going to get? Because I feel like whenever like a character does pretty well in a Marvel movie, then they get oftentimes they get kind of sucked into other Marvel movies, like Drax got pulled into other things, and Ant-Man got pulled. I don't know if he was initially going to be in Civil War or not, but I don't know. I just feel like this could be a really cool time to see. I don't know. I'm excited for it.
It's a great way to expand.
I honestly don't even freaking care who they play.
It's fine.
You guys. Freaking John Boyega and Michael B. Jordan.
That's too much. The world
I feel like the camera's just going to explode. It can't physically contain the beauty.
They're going to have to build new technology
and awesomeness
to handle all of this.
It's like, do they have higher definition cameras for that?
Right? Like, oh, I can't. It's amazing.
It's like,
and
too much.
I think it's great too, because there was an article that came out earlier as well. And I don't know if you saw this. I tweeted it, but it was basically that there's no the business reason. Variety, that's what it was. There's no business reason to not cast diverse casts. And that's usually like when people run out of arguments for why, like, people should be white in movies. Usually the thing they go to is, well, it's just money. It's just money. And so someone actually did this incredible study and went and looked and saw that actually like audiences increase if you have at least 2 people of color in lead roles or 2 minorities in lead roles. And so the whole idea that like that doesn't sell is ridiculous.
And we've said it a million times. Look at, and people are going to laugh at me, but look at Fast and Furious, you guys. That even before just so loud,
was doing that for
those
15
movies,
years.
Like those movies have been extremely successful.
Yeah.
Ever since they started, like, and
people were ignoring it.
People were just ignoring it. It was like, oh, it's Fast and Furious, whatever. Like, it's weird. It's like, pump the brakes. Yeah. Everybody loves this. The fact that it is so ridiculous and the plots are crazy and the dialogue is a little bit borderline unbelievable.
Borderline unbelievable.
Daddy's got to go to work. This is mission and freaking sanity. Okay, I'll grant you. They are super. I think that even speaks more to it. I'm like, like people don't.
We'll forgive a lot.
We're gonna forgive a lot, like in order to see this awesome family work together. And I use that on purpose because they are family, clearly. So anyway, that's another one too. When we did our entire Fast and Furious episode.
Yes, which was with Wes. Was it just Wes?
I think so.
Yes. With Wesley Jacks, we did the Fast and the Furious episode where we ranked our favorites, debated them, and just talked all about Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
It's just, it makes no sense to keep making this argument. So let's see more stuff. And the degree of excitement about Black Panther is like just through
people
the roof.
Are like pumped.
And the way that people reacted to Chadwick Boseman in Civil War has been overwhelmingly positive, and that movie is doing gangbusters. So, let's do this.
So get it together, people.
John Boyega and all the things. Lupita Nyong'o and all the things.
He's just so charming.
And Michael B. Jordan.
Like, so charming.
You have to follow his Instagram.
You'll just because it's a mixture of like him just like being at home with his family, or him like being in a suit and like looking in the distance. I'm like, oh my God, please stop it. I can't handle it. It's too much. And then same kind of thing Michael B. Jordan's is very similar, where he's just like super hot and is like, whatever, this is me. And I'm like, oh.
Where'd Michael B. Jordan?
I was like, oh God.
Producer Bri's favorite moment was when I was saying it's okay to be proud of your accomplishments, and then took a sip of my mug and it said good. Yeah. Well,
yeah. Cheers.
Ever the cocky one in this concoction. Speaking of concoctions, I'm still drinking this.
I know. I couldn't handle it. It made my mouth feel weird.
Look about it. You guys, if you're sitting at home and you have a surge and some tequila handy, try the Electric Fancave 100th episode drink.
We should call it something.
We should. It's a fan
Fancave.
cocktail.
Cock fan. Nope.
Nope. Oh, no. No. What are we talking about next?
What are we talking about? Agent Carter. Agent Carter. Because
so much
she's a lady.
She should be doing.
She should be doing more things because now she's like really gotten to like investigate and like take hold of her own case. And now we're not gonna. And honestly, like there's so many unanswered questions. We don't really know what the pin was about. We don't know what happened to Squinty McSquinterstein. Her and Sousa finally got together. I was like, come on, people.
I love Sousa so much. So much.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, and plus Haley Atwell is just so wonderful.
Yes. Which leads into
part of the reason it was, I mean, the writing was maybe on the wall because it was maybe she knew it was getting canceled. That's why this ended up happening. She's going to be in a new ABC show called Conviction, starring the goalie from Miracle. I don't know his name.
His name is
something. He's got a name.
I'm looking it up.
Obviously.
You keep talking.
Anyway, the guy, the goalie.
I usually know his name.
The goalie from Miracle and the cop from CSI New York, who I just think is charming and beautiful. He has blue eyes. Oh, Tad from Friends. Ted, whatever. Anyway, the point is this. She plays an ex-first daughter who's like a crazy off the rails, lots kind of off the deep end in drugs and stuff. And he basically essentially sort of blackmails her into taking this job where she must be some sort of lawyer. She has to.
Eddie Cahill.
Eddie Cahill.
That's it.
That's
one. I knew he had like a super Irish name.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
I didn't know what it was. Anyway, and so she is tasked with this group of people in an Ashmore. We're not sure which one, and we're not going to try and differentiate.
No, because I remember last time I attempted to do that and boasted her about my Ashmore knowledge and then completely butchered one of their names. So
good. Oh, it was
not doing this again.
It's my favorite thing.
Not doing
that's
this
ever
again.
happened. And then anyway, so she's tasked with overturning these convictions. So she kind of gets these cases to look at and make sure. I mean, it's integrity. She's checking the integrity. So I guess the point is that they will be overturned because there's some kind of wrongdoing in the initial case. Yes. So it's got Francie from Alias, for those of you who care about that. Probably none of you, but me and maybe like 3 other people. And it's got the goalie and an Ashmore, and
I think it's Sean Ashmore. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Sure, that one too. Anyway, it looks good.
Sean Ashmore.
It looks good, actually. I'm excited to see it. It's a very different role from Agent Carter, and so it's a little like, oh, you're a hot mess.
Yeah, but like it does have. What I love is Agent Carter. Like this is still clearly like she's a hot mess in a lot of ways. She's like doing cocaine and things like that. Yeah. But at the same time, she's just got like Haley Atwell embodies confidence. Yeah. Which is so great. And someone who's like I feel like just with her body type and everything, she's probably always the biggest girl in the room in Hollywood, you know, like, but obviously she's so sexy and so great, beautiful. Just gorgeous and confident, and everything about that is amazing. And so you see that's the one Agent Carter element you see come through here. It's just the total sort of self-assuredness.
Yeah. And the like doesn't care what anybody else thinks, obviously, where she like walks in, she's like, meh. There's at one point where she's like changing, and her like coworker's like, oh hey, and he's like, and because she's been such a hot mess, she's like, oh please, like you didn't see the naked pictures of me in Belize or wherever she was. Yeah. So you're like, that's kind of a good point. So yeah, I'm excited. Obviously I'm gonna watch it. I'm sure you're gonna watch it. Yeah. And we'll see how it goes and turns. I hope it turns out, because I would like to see her in more things. And so if this isn't what we see more of her in, then I hope there's be something else.
My thought is just in terms of the TV landscape that's coming up, TV is going to be ridiculous in the fall. Yeah. Like, I mean, you've got a million remakes of things. Like, let's just talk for a second.
Let's talk about all of the remakes.
All of the remakes that are happening. First, I know there's no way you watch this trailer, so I'm just going to throw it out there first. The Exorcist. Yeah. The Exorcist trailer doesn't seem to have any of the sort of spirit of like the film or whatever. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's an in-name only. And again, like, as I always ask, my thing is, where is the demand for this? And I think I can ask this about all of the reboots that are happening here. And I'm not trying to be like one of those people who's like, all remakes are bad. You know how excited I am about Ghostbusters, you know, but TV remakes are hard to do. You know, even ones that are pretty good. Like Minority Report was pretty good.
I got bored with that one.
What's that?
I got bored.
Well, I didn't watch it all, but what I watched of it was pretty good. I know Jen Smith loves Limitless. She said that was really a good one.
I watched the main character is very charismatic. The guy that is very charismatic.
Yeah.
I give him that.
So sometimes even the like really good ones, it's just really hard to keep an audience for something. I think I saw someone said this and I can't remember who, but that they were like, I think it was actually producer Bri on one of Tom's things. Okay, once producer Bri said, yes! Who's that knocking at our door?
It's me!
You creeper. Heather Feather, you ninja.
Feather. You did
Hi,
us.
You ninja'd us. What are you up to, girl?
Nothing.
Talking to you.
Talking to us. How's your night going?
It was good.
It's good.
I ate a lot of pizza.
Oh, nice.
Living the dream.
Oh.
Do you not like
No, they're okay. I like pepper. I don't know why I said that. If that's your favorite topping, then I'm glad that you liked it.
How dare you?
This is a no pizza judgment.
Honestly, that was an involuntary judgment of your pizza. I did not mean to do that.
I didn't mean it.
It was like a knee jerk to like, oh, that's the topic. Oh, that's what you want with. And I hate because my mom does that to me sometimes, or my grandma. Like I'm doing something like, oh, that's how you're gonna do that. That's interesting. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. So I'm sorry.
No, Judge, it's okay. I'm still gonna eat it.
Good. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Are you currently eating pizza?
No, I'm full of pizza.
Oh, good.
I have a little pizza baby in my stomach right
I
now.
thought you said a piece of baby. I was
Yeah, I was
like,
like,
oh no.
That with the mushrooms?
No.
Was mushroom code word for baby?
Ooh, that's a whole other TV show right there.
Oh man, I'm gonna need some more touch.
Heather,
Yes.
this is an important question. In terms of TV cancellations and new shows that have been announced in upfronts, are you sad or excited about anything?
Well, what? Can you give me specifics?
To be excited about?
Let's see. So there's a Prison Break reboot. There's a MacGyver reboot.
Star Trek.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Star Trek? I could get into Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek.
The Star Trek video was lame.
Oh, I didn't see it actually.
It wasn't
I
even a
didn't see
video.
it.
It was like it just went through space and then showed you the logo.
Oh.
It was like a new crew, new ventures, new blah. And I was like, come on, you gave as everybody else. Everybody else has videos. Why don't that's what you're gonna give me?
Yeah, I think
Because they know you want it.
I know you watched it, didn't you?
I did watch it. Well, I thought it was gonna be an actual trailer.
You're part of the problem. There you go.
Shivering with anticipation.
Anticipation.
That's a remake that's happening.
That is a remake. Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think that's interesting.
Did you watch the trailer for it?
I did, and I love the original so much.
This is Rocky Horror, by the way, for those that have no idea
what we were talking about. I was
Rocky
assumed you
Horror
were going to
Picture
say it
Show.
eventually.
Did you see Rocky Horror?
Yes. In fact, I just watched it.
No, not you.
Oh,
Me?
Kristin.
No, I've never
sorry.
seen it.
Oh my god! I could tell because she was like looking
Yeah, she
away,
didn't know.
like she definitely didn't want.
Like I definitely was like, should I Google this? How can I Google it without Corey seeing me?
And what would you Google?
Anticipation.
You have to
TV show?
watch
TV
it.
show?
Reboot?
Remake? Anything?
It's very sexual.
I gathered that from the anticipation.
Yeah, you can
I
tell.
mean, just like the show is very sexy.
Yeah, the show is very sexy. I'm already making moves on Kristin.
Ooh, and I already said something inappropriate earlier, so.
Oh, I wish I was there to do all that stuff.
In spirit. Do you want me to touch her inappropriately for
I
you? or-
do.
Okay, there you go.
Don't hit the touch me.
This
Well,
one's from Heather.
unless she doesn't want it.
Consent.
Consent. Consent is real. It's not a joke, but that was funny.
No, Heather, honest opinion on Rocky Horror. Ooh, new
Nothing
trailer.
happened.
Pizza drunk.
Pizza drunk.
Happens to the best of us.
It looks interesting. I don't wanna slam it because I like the people in it. You know.
Me too. Yeah. Or at least I like one person.
Well,
in
people are upset. Well, not people. I've read like one person being like, "Oh, Tim Curry is the only dirt person, but that Laverne Cox is playing that person. I'm so horrible. I should not contribute to this conversation. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, though? Trying to be helpful.
Here's my thing: is I don't like that in the because Laverne Cox is amazing.
Yeah.
But in the trailer, it's like she's trying to do Tim Curry's voice. And I'm like, I feel like, you know what I wish they did with this? Do you ever watch like the live musicals they've been doing, like Grease Live, or I wish they did that with it.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was until I was like, this is like a weird trailer.
Yeah.
It looks like normal. Like
this is like a real, like
they've already
shot
done
it
yeah.
already.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I figured because it's on Fox, isn't it? And Fox does those.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe that is what they're doing, and they just have a weird trailer. I don't know. I'm confused about the whole thing. But it is Kenny Ortega directing it.
Oh, she's happy.
You guys, I'm going to see Newsies on Saturday. I'm very excited.
Oh, with your mom.
With my mom. It's one of those gifts from my brother's like, who is this gift for? Because it was for my mom's birthday, but Newsies is my favorite musical. And I was like, it's for her. She wants to see it. Right, Mom? You want to see it. You want to see
Taylor.
it. Taylor, someone's at the door. My roommate.
There's someone at the actual real life door.
Ooh, should I answer it like that guy?
Just like in the Rocky Horror.
I'm trying to do it like him, and it's kind of hard. I can figure it out.
No, that's wow. It was not for Taylor. It's producer Bri.
Scoot over.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. We've got Heather. We've got producer Bri.
Oh my gosh.
What
Old
a delight.
School. I couldn't just get on the computer.
Except we don't have headphones for you.
I won't say anything.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait, let's do this way.
Yep.
Crushed it.
I like it. Producer Bri is here.
Fun.
This is delightful.
My FOMO got the better of me.
Here.
Rarely does that happen.
Yeah. Heather, are there any you are looking forward to that you've heard of yet? Well, as Martin Freeman said on Graham Norton, Sherlock comes out in 2029, so we can look forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin.
Oh, it's never coming out.
It's not 2029 though. That was
No,
a joke,
right? It was a joke.
It's next year? It's a joke. Okay.
I did get
It's
that.
Christmas, isn't it?
He said maybe Christmas or January.
Maybe.
Maybe Christmas or January.
You can't say me. You have to know.
You should know. They don't tell him anything. That's anyway. Heather, tell us about life. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want? I wasn't prepped for this.
Heather, what was your favorite memory from being on
your
the
time
fan
with
cave?
the fan cave?
Oh, geez. There's so many.
I think my favorite Heather memory is the Swan Show. The time that she was wearing a sweater poncho and decided that it was the new fashion, which she called Swan Show.
But no one agreed with her.
It's a good what? What do you mean?
It's like, no, haute couture. That right there. It's going to be on the
love it. It's a good thing.
Has the Swan Show made an appearance in any Heather Feather ASMR videos?
Yes. Just no one can see it.
Just no one knows. The Swan Show is always there.
Guys, do you know how often I don't wear pants? Did I ever tell you? I don't. Sometimes I'm not even wearing clothes. It's true.
Oh my goodness.
It's true.
You're going to get so many more listeners now.
No. They'll never see it.
They'll never
No, I
see
know.
it.
In their minds, they will.
Yeah, there's.
You'll be wearing that Swan Show and nothing else. Although to help out with that, maybe my grandmother wears Swan Shows, so she's 95.
She sounds like a very sophisticated lady.
Mm-hmm.
Sophisticated.
She sounds hot.
Not the word I'd use.
She sounds hot.
But
is this the
lady,
one who just turned
95? She just had her birthday 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Yeah.
She's my most inappropriate family member.
I like her. I feel like I love her, and I don't even know her.
You should. I mean, not only do you have similar tastes in fashion, but I think you would also find her as hilarious as me. So
there's that. I can see Heather fitting right in the lateral posse.
Yeah. Also here, she's not going to wear pants. We're all about not wearing pants.
We don't wear pants. So
I mean,
that is probably no pants clan. None of us are wearing pants right now.
I mean,
I sort of looked down at the same time. It was brilliant.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yep, well,
Good job, team.
just checking. We're
Wait, no.
nope, no thanks. Not here.
Nailed it.
Those are the rules. We had a whole weekend of that this past weekend. So
Why wasn't I invited?
listen, there's an open invitation, Fev. We should just start putting you up on like the table while
Yes,
we talk,
please.
and just facing like the TV, and you can comment.
Never mind.
No, where was that going?
I don't want it.
I feel like you need to now.
Yeah, because your face is so red.
I know. This is incredible.
I don't want to do it. Can we guess? No. Okay.
Incredible.
Incredible.
What has happened? This is for the after show or whatever. That's what it is. We're gonna find out what it is that Kristin stopped herself.
Look at Kristen's face right now.
Stop it! It's hot in here. I'm sweaty.
It actually is quite
It is.
hot.
We could turn the fan on more. One of those strings does it.
I don't know. Listen, what else are we gonna talk about here while we're in that's Amazon. That's not the right thing.
Movies. Other TV. MacGyver looks
Okay.
terrible.
You guys, Fev, Bri, did any of you guys watch the MacGyver?
don't
Trailer.
or
No.
do. If you
Who's
want
going to be
train.
MacGyver?
The guy
Havoc from X-Men.
Till from Aaron Till, not Emmett Till. Oh god.
No,
That's on it.
gosh, you're on a roll
I
today.
am just really killing it. And that was not a pun that I meant to make. Because he died. That was sad. I'm so sorry. Stop talking. Oh God. Okay, I meant to say whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
He is from the Hannah Montana movie also.
Yes.
Oh.
He's ABC
Will
Family
you hand me
Hot.
that bottle?
I don't know if you need it.
I do need it.
She needs it.
Yikes. Yeah, he's in it, and they tried to do, like, for one thing, clearly, like, MacGyver's mullet is a key part of MacGyver. And they tried to, like, update it, but still sort of keep it. And it's just
So it's like he grew out his mullet, so it's like longer, so you like can put it in a ponytail, like
Yeah.
like a man bun, but it's like weirder.
it's so weird. And he's like in training, I guess. Like, is he like baby MacGyver?
No, he's not like bait, but he seems to know because he wanted bubblegum and a Q-tips. So the thing is it's more like he's just younger version of old MacGyver,
Yeah,
obviously.
it's really baffling.
It's bad. Although Nick Stokes from CSI is on it, and I had the hugest crush on him back in the day. I
Well,
loved
that's
him.
the one I was talking about. That's a bad.
He was
actor,
like
not the other one.
I was like my friend would always be Amber Bartan, and I would be Kristin Stokes.
Wow, this is a whole new side of
And
you.
that wasn't even that wasn't the most embarrassing thing I was
No, man.
Yeah.
Heather, I don't know what it is about you that brings all of this out in Kristin.
I am all about Kristen right now.
Yeah,
Are
she
you
is.
watching her facial expressions too? They're
Yes.
gold.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Bri, what do you think of that drink there?
I think there's a bug floating in it.
Oh,
No.
Other than that, it's
it's the
tasty.
protein.
Is it real? Is there really a bug? Is there
It's hard
really?
to say what it is.
Oh,
Somebody
there's
drink
definitely
Somebody
there's-
drink it.
flotsam. There's flotsam.
There is a flotsam and jetsam in there, huh?
There's floaters. Ugh. Yikes.
What is that? Is that like
It's
Ecto
so-
Cooler?
It's our version.
Our version.
It's Surgeon Tequila.
Yes. And maybe you can help us because
Not delightful.
this is our special 100th episode drink that we've made here, but it needs a name.
Oh yes, please help
We
us.
think.
We are in desperate need of it.
We're in desperate need of a name.
Oh,
I feel like this is a thing you'd be good at.
yeah. I feel like anything I say is going to sound really perverted.
Oh well,
So-
you're
Cannot
Kristen's
be
already
worse
beat
than
you
what I've
to
already
it.
said.
Yeah.
So continue, please.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's green, so that made me think of snails
No.
and stuff. And then I was like, snail trails. And then I was like, don't do that. Don't say that out loud. And then I said it. And now I don't.
And you went and did it.
I did it. And now
Went and did it.
I just feel bad about it. And Kristen's face.
Nope, you're cut off. Nobody's doing this. People at home, you're welcome to try to name our drink.
Yeah, let them do
Please
it.
help us.
We look forward to your tweets.
Please help us.
Speaking of which, by the way, I'd just like to point out, it'd been a while since someone had like corrected us on something. I think people got so used to us being wrong about everything, they just stopped.
They just stopped.
But we talked about Warcraft the other day, the movie.
man.
Oh my God. Oh
People were
man.
very upset with us. Like, They were very passionate.
It was like,
and I think we probably should have known that.
yeah,
Like
no.
that was not a population we should have
back,
pissed off.
if you listen back, I do say in it, like, this is going to be bad. We probably shouldn't be talking about
as
this.
before we said it, we said, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
But based on what I've seen, this is my interpretation of the said events.
Yeah. We interpreted it wrong.
Really
Interpreted it?
Interpreted?
There's a lot of
Two of
syllables.
you did it?
There's a,
Yeah, because there's two of us.
When two do it, it's
No.
interpreted.
Like an Orukai.
I don't know what that means either.
She was watching Lord of the Rings.
I've been watching Lord of the Rings for the last 4 days.
I would rather sit in traffic.
How
for the
dare
record.
you? How dare you? You guys can get out of here. Get off.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I refuse.
It's so great because when you add in a sound effect, we get your head and sound waves.
Yeah.
Right. It's perfect.
It's almost like you're shooting
Yeah.
off of your head.
What were we talking about? Oh man.
Directing.
Correcting. No,
Correcting,
before
yeah.
that,
Before
TV shows,
TV shows,
MacGyver.
MacGyver. Also there was a Lethal Weapon.
Oh god, that looked really
Yeah.
bad too, right?
It's so.
So we sent it to my father,
Oh boy.
and I think we've already we talked about the fact that Pops is never as
Never on your
excited as
level.
me about
Yeah.
anything, and it's very difficult.
Mhm.
It's like really hard for me. So I sent him this trailer, and he doesn't even respond. So then I'm talking to my mom on the
He's
phone.
at a 0.
Right, I
Yeah.
call my mom on the phone. And I'm talking to her about something for my grandma's birthday, and she goes, "Oh, hold on, your father wants to talk to you."
Oh boy.
Now, my father, normally when he calls me, okay, now, mind you, when he calls me and I say, "Hey, Pops," he goes, "Oh, hey." Did you need something? You called me, right? So man, a few words, this guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "What was that trailer about?" He goes, "Who was that white guy in there?" I was like, I mean, I know Wayne's, but who's that white guy? I was like, I don't know, Dad. He's like, "Nah, I don't know why they did that." He's like all mad. I was like, I don't know either.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. And
That should be the tagline of the show. Lethal Weapon. I don't know why they did that.
Why'd they do that?
Alternately,
Instead of
who's
I'm-
that white guy?
Instead of I'm too old for this shit, this should just be, I don't know why we did that. I don't know why we did that.
Yeah.
But
It's another baffling. So you just watch it and you're like, this doesn't feel like really in the spirit of the movie.
and this is what we didn't
again,
get to say because Corey, because luckily Heather joined us, but you were trying to say what Bri
yeah.
had been saying was they try to make a
yeah.
series or like a long running show out of something that was
That's-
meant to be an hour.
Yeah,
or two.
exactly. Like it was something that there was a closed arc
Yeah,
on.
a closed arc,
and they try to make
that's what you had said. Right?
Yeah.
series out of it. We were quoting you before you got here.
Quote you before you got here.
You probably missed it in the car.
I probably did. I didn't take
Yeah.
my laptop with me.
this is like, I can't miss it. FOMO.
It's too strong. It's pulling me towards it.
Can we get a tattoo that says FOMO?
No,
Don't do it.
no, because it's something I'm trying to get over.
She's
You're
recovering.
not-
from
You
FOMO.
don't give
You can-
yourself
you
a
can-
tattoo.
No. Here's what you do: you pull like a Johnny Depp and like a wino forever type thing. You have FOMO, but you change it to YOLO once you've conquered it.
Okay.
Or FOMO no mo.
Oh,
That should be what we call this drink.
that's why they pay her the
FOMO,
big
no
bucks.
Because no one has FOMO by missing out on drinking it.
No.
It's not that great.
FOMO no mo.
But what's the show that the movie had Bradley Cooper and it was about
Limitless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people seem to like that.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking about
She
Jen
is.
Smith. We were saying like
Oh.
that one.
Yeah, Limitless and
That's all I said about
Minority Report. I said was at least marginally good for a bit. Though Kristin watched longer than I did and
I watched 2
got
episodes.
sick of it. Like I understand a little bit more bringing back. Bringing back Prison Break, because I didn't watch Prison Break, but I watched the spin-off series Breakout Kings on
I
USA.
didn't know that was a spin-off.
There
I know it was a
was,
spin-off.
yeah,
Well, I knew that was a show, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
it was
yeah, it was a spin-off of Prison Break,
Had that one
and
guy in
so it had that
the
one
guy in
guy.
the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Crushed it. Yeah, and that was pretty good. So I kind of understand, and because it was meant to be like a longer story, I get that. When it comes to like Lethal Weapon and Exorcist,
It's like, how many exorcisms is it like one exorcist through the whole thing, or is it like multiple?
It's
is it like Criminal Minds where you're like, oh, how do we exorcise this one?
Came back.
Or is it like supernatural, but like
the demon came back the very next day. The demon
Came back. They thought it was a goner, but the demon came back. Just wouldn't stay away.
Oh my god, I'd watch that version of The Exorcist.
The musical.
beautiful thing I've ever seen. That's what Fox should do instead of freaking Rocky Horror.
It's actually a really good idea.
Musical.
Hey, Hollywood, take note.
Hollywood.
Remember the
Electric
letter I wrote
Fancave.
you about Michael B. Jordan? Means all of our ideas are gold.
Every one of them. Never had a bad one. Like Brienne tattooing FOMO.
No, Brian's not doing that. You don't want to do that.
I've heard it both ways.
Okay, because it happened like 3 minutes ago. So.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
Because I'm
Okay.
right.
What else was there?
Other TV shows? X-Files, they can bring it back, which is you were
X-Files,
excited about.
Thank God.
Avery, I'm sure
Did
will
you
be
watch?
excited.
Did you watch X-Files this season, Heather?
Yes. How can you ask me that? Like, when I was growing up, I wanted David Duchovny so badly.
David Duchovny, why won't you love me?
That's the song of my
That's a
people.
Oh, it is?
I have
That's
that CD.
legitimately a song. And wasn't the person who sang it named Bri?
Yeah, it was Bri Sharp.
Boom! Look at that.
It's kind of like B Sharp.
That's what.
It's true. I wonder if she did that on purpose.
Heather. What
Actually,
did
I have
you?
a friend named Brittany Sharp.
Maybe that's
Maybe
Did you ask her?
I don't know. I should text her. I'm like, hey, did you write a song called David Duchovny? Why didn't he love you?
When you would have been like 8 years old at the time.
Oh.
What did you think of the reboot, Beth?
It was okay.
I think like
Underwhelming.
I feel like we can agree the third episode was amazing, right? Like
Was that the Lizard Man?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it kind of I don't know that the conspiracy theory really worked with it or anything like that, and it was kind of weird in the alien DNA.
Yep.
But I feel like with a little more time, we can fix this. So I'm excited about the new series. Are you?
I'll watch it.
I
Because now I'm super into Scully. Wait.
now that we're older, you realize like what a band
You realize
Scully
that
is.
she's
Yeah.
the best
Yeah.
ever. Well, it's funny because I never watched it, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so then Corey, when we were having
Adam and Avery.
Adam and Avery on, and they are super. And it was a big portion was going to be about X-Files. I'm like, I should watch at least one episode.
Yeah.
I know what we're talking about. And even from and I didn't get very far into it, and they had like 18 episodes they gave me. I was like, I'm never going to watch all of these. I'll watch like the first two. But I was like, yeah, I definitely like her better. Like she's amazing, and was just like, I don't know, her face.
Their
she's
chemistry is just
the
amazing.
chemistry is great, but then I don't know. There's just something about her. I don't know. I just really liked her acting in it.
Yeah.
Especially in the first couple where she was like, "This guy's crazy. Maybe I believe him." But
Yeah.
her like, and the part where like she thought she had the bumps on her back, and I was like, "Oh god." I know they can't get together yet. It's like episode 3, and I know this is like a long drawn out
it's,
deal.
like, it's gonna be a while.
I was like, I'm actually really glad I didn't watch this as a junior hire because I would not have been able to handle it. Like, no way. Absolutely not.
yeah.
Did you show her the Cher episode?
I don't know what she watched.
No, I like legit watched the first like 4 of season 1.
Yeah, she went in.
That was it. I just wanted to watch a couple so I knew what I could at least contribute to like character names.
Yeah.
Everyone should watch the Cher episode.
Okay.
Hey, everyone should watch. Well, actually, there's a lot of these. This is when I asked Avery and Adam specifically. I was like, "Can you recommend a few for Kristin to watch?" And it's, I mean, how many seasons was it? Trying to think. A lot. And so it was just like the list was insane, and everyone has their own like favorite things that are ridiculous and wonderful. Mine growing up was always DPO, the one with Giovanni Ribisi and Jack Black. I was obsessed with that one
I
as a
didn't know
kid.
Jack Black was in it.
Yeah, Jack Black was in that one. I called both of them the guy from the DPO episode of X-Files for like 8 years afterwards. Like, it was basically, I don't know when I started referring to Giovanni Ribisi as anything else than that. And Jack Black was probably like School of Rock.
Oh my god, I was gonna say School of Rock because I love that movie so much. It's so great.
It was like maybe Tenacious D before School of Rock, but it took a while. He was always a DPO guy. So
all I can hear when you say DPO is the Justin Timberlake song TK. I'm like DPO.
of course. By the way, it maybe sort of Stockholm syndrome, but that new Justin Timberlake song, the first time I heard it, I was like,
What? Oh, what,
And then I was
is
like,
that bad?
yeah.
You didn't like it the first
Yeah,
time?
I didn't like it the first time.
Oh my god, I was obsessed with it since the first time I heard it.
Well,
I
of
listened to a
course
review
you
for the past like 3 weeks. I love it so much.
I listened to it and I was like, I know I'm going to change the station every time this comes on, you know?
No,
like,
you're not.
but it was like, after a while, it was like I was
You're
in
like,
places
damn,
where
damn.
like I couldn't avoid it. And then like today it came on in the car as I was stuck in traffic and I like cranked it and I was just
Yeah, you
like,
did.
yeah, yep, this is happening.
just
We're doing it.
It's
Is
just a
it
happy-
trap music?
It is not trap music.
It didn't trap you into like
Heather, what's trap music?
Trap music is music that was invented by the Ghostbusters.
I thought for a
to
second
get the ghost to go into the
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
Ghosts really like
Why
that kind
didn't
of
you just
music.
say that? I feel like that was a super easy explanation, Core.
I know. I
She didn't know the background.
I needed.
story.
Yeah. I should have Wikipedia, but clearly Heather was a step ahead of me. And
As per
so-
usual.
As per usual. So
Per usual.
nobody fact check that. That's absolutely
That's absolutely correct.
for all of you old people like us who have no idea what trap music is. Heather just explained it, and you don't need anything more than that.
You're welcome.
Young
welcome.
people who didn't know what it was. That's me.
It's already 9:00. Listen, we do have to talk about one thing.
Okay.
Kristin has feelings about Graham Norton.
Okay. So you guys, Graham Norton, as you know, is just charming and is great because he's one of those, he's actually a good interviewer who he's like, okay, he can like pull stuff out of people and make them talk. Whatever. That's just, I'm going to get
It's
to
a
that
gift.
point later. So he has Jennifer Lawrence, James McAvoy, and Jack Whitehall, who I don't know, but I
Love
am now
him
in
so
love
much.
with because I was
So
in
great.
tears over this episode. You guys need to watch it. It's on YouTube. So Jennifer Lawrence and James McAvoy are adorable because they are just like really great friends and have all these funny inside jokes.
great.
And James McAvoy is just so charming. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even like handle you and your charmingness. I love you so much. He was
This was
great.
like that one time that I chased him down the street in Glasgow. If I had caught up to him, I probably just would have passed out.
Probably.
He
You would have thrown up.
he would have said something to me, and I
He would have
been
said,
like,
I can't do a Scottish accent. Like,
but he would have said
all
something.
I
and
want to say
would've-
is like, hello. But that's not how it is. But
That's how I would have heard
like,
it.
he's so great. And then Jack Whitehall is freaking hilarious. And just watch the episode for the time where he tells a story about being in Spain and going to the bathroom. That's
Oh
literally the
my
only
God.
reason you need to watch it.
It's
But the
so
thing
great.
is that this episode was so awesome and it's going so great and you're laughing. And then Johnny Depp comes out and is the biggest buzzkill of all time. It's like Graham Norton, who is an excellent interviewer, right? Cannot, I mean, he's like, so you're in this movie. And he's like, yep.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh God, Johnny Depp, like, give him something, bro. Like
Yeah.
anything.
And every
right here.
story he tells is like really serious. Every now and again, he'll get like a good quip in there, and it
Or-
takes everyone a minute because he's so serious to even catch
realize
what
that
he
he's
said.
joked and he's
And
like,
then
I was
you're
buying spatulas.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Oh, that was kind of fun.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
okay,
fine.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
or what was the other? There was something else that he did that was like kind of funny afterward. And then Jack Whitehall was like super awkward, and he's like, "Oh, good thing we're not here for like customs discussion." I was like, "Oh God, oh God!" It was like just so embarrassing, but it was just this like great interview. It was like super fun and lighthearted. Johnny Depp came out and was like, "Web like it,"
Yeah.
and I was
super
like,
web.
"Meh." But it was really great. It was hilarious. Jennifer Lawrence. They just all really worked really well together.
Yeah,
like
they
the
riff
three
off
of them
each
when they were
other
out there, they riffed really well. Her and James Mac. I was surprised, I guess. I don't know why. Because he seems kind of like, I don't know. I mean, he's charming in movies, but he's got like a wife and kid. He just seems to have like a funny, like.
Have you ever seen? I
His
think
wife's like kind of
actually-
older, so
She's
you're
like
like,
they're actually divorcing. But,
No.
yeah,
Get in
I know.
there.
I know. It's
oh,
sad.
I'm sorry.
Because after watching this Graham Norton, I like Googled, like, I was like, oh, James McAvoy's so cute. And it was like the first thing was like, James McAvoy seen for the first time since announcing split from wife. And I was like,
he had his ring on, I thought he had his ring on. I wasn't really,
I don't know.
I just assumed.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't looking for it.
Anyway, you guys should watch
specifically.
it because it's just adorable. And it'll just make you laugh really hard. They're just really funny.
Oh, what I was going to say is I think actually Heather and I may have talked about this back in the day. The episode where Michael Fassbender and him, or it might not be Graham Norton, Michael Fassbender and him are singing that song. Do you remember this, Heather? Where like Michael Fassbender's like, oh yeah, you remember that folk song? And he starts to sing it. And like James McAvoy clearly has no clue what it is, but he plays along like that couple on SNL.
Garth and Kat.
Garth and Kat. And so he just kind of like follow, like, and he never gives up it, like that he doesn't know what it is. He's just like, Fassbender's going with this. I don't want to embarrass him. I'm just going to sing this as if I know what it is. And it's the most glorious thing. You're just like, what a friend. What a pal. Who's like, I'm not going to leave you out there.
Yeah, I won't leave you hanging out to dry.
I'm not going to leave you hanging.
I'll pretend to know this song that nobody knows.
Yeah, it's so great. And I keep wanting to sing the song as the song from Jaws, you know, when they're sitting there like, show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Someone just follow my lips. I got the legs about an hour ago. Not crushing it. I have not found my McAvoy, clearly.
Paved paradise and put up a parking lot.
or as Kristin puts it, you have a lovely view of a parking lot.
That's what I thought the lyrics were.
That's what Kristin thought the lyrics were 2 weeks ago.
No words.
Wait.
I know.
We were standing at this window and there was this parking lot, and I was like, "Oh, like that song." You have a beautiful view of a parking lot, and she's like, "I was like, that's not the tune." She's like, "Those aren't the words."
We do a lot of decoding of what each other are talking about in general.
Man.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Oh, well, should we talk about the new Ghostbusters trailer?
Oh right, before we go, Ghostbusters.
I don't know why our jam
And I want to go home. I don't know.
You don't know the Ghostbusters joke.
What?
She's plays it straight. Ghostbusters trailer. We got another new one.
It still looks great. They gave you a little bit more of the plot this
Yeah,
time. Before it was just like ghost busting and
general ghost busting. So we see in this one, Heather, have you watched it yet?
Of course.
Okay, so we see in this one that
Heather, I'm assuming you're as excited about this movie as we are.
I am. I'm into it. I don't get all the hate
You
about
can
it.
tell by the expression on your face
Yeah.
right now.
You just look very pensive.
if you in the right context, it's like really sweet and like a cheruby look, and then in another context, it's like definite RBF.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
just,
I can't tell.
like
It's
that was RBF.
Yeah. She's like, bitch must be tripping. And I'm like,
Yeah. No, I'm super excited about it. That's what's happening here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So Kevin,
Kevin.
Chris Hemsworth.
Sweet Kevin.
Sweet Kevin. Clearly in his stupidity, he is, he's wearing the uniform and all that kind of stuff and gets possessed.
Oh.
And so we see how he's going to end up being what looks like some sort of like unwilling villain in this. He gets possessed by a ghost and they're going to have to deal with him as their adversary.
Gonna have to deal with Kevin.
We need to talk about Kevin
Oh.
as the
Wah,
wah.
Gotta bring this party down.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
Wait,
there's
is
a lot
that
of
the movie with Kate Blanchett? Is she in that one or no?
No, Tilda Swinton, right?
Tilda Swinton.
that's the one.
The other white.
Another very,
It was
very
funny
white
because
woman.
I can't watch Lord of the Rings now because every time as I'm watching it, all I can think of is like, is she a good actress or is she just tall? And I can't say. Oh, it's like super distracting. And maybe the same goes for Tilda. I don't know. Maybe she's just tall.
Yeah, maybe she's just
Anyway,
tall.
sorry.
I don't know.
Totally off topic.
But yeah, no, I think the trailer, we get a little more plot. We get to see a little more of the ghosts, which I like a lot. People keep saying that they look like the ghosts from Scooby-Doo, but I never saw Scooby-Doo.
wrong
So
with
if
that?
that's what they looked like, then good job, Scooby-Doo.
Well, they look like, and yeah, then Scooby-Doo had a high budget for ghost making.
Right? Ghost graphics.
I feel like I guess that's supposed to be a dig because they look great. They look like ghosts. They're not supposed to look like people.
Right.
Ghosts
I
are
don't see the
supposed to
problem.
be like see-through
Ghostly.
and like ghostly.
Yeah.
So it's like
Probably better
that
words
argument
than this.
doesn't make any sense.
No. They look like ghosts from something else. Oh, no!
I was like, well, if only Freddie Prinze was in it, then this movie would be the best.
Oh, man. I could
Give me a little Matthew Lillard in there.
Yeah. We don't see enough Matthew Lillard.
We
these
do
days.
not see enough
He was on The
Matthew
Good
Lillard.
Wife this past season, though.
Was he playing a serious character?
Not really.
I like him.
Yeah, he's great.
He played a crazy person on SVU episode once.
Also in Scream.
Also in Criminal Minds.
Well, noticing a trend. Also in She's All That.
13 Ghosts.
Yep.
I don't want you to like slap rolling me. I got an audition later.
It's a classic.
So classic.
Yes, but I'm excited about it. I thought the trailer was great. And it's the same things you're going to have like on the comment section. The same people arguing it's going to be terrible. And obviously there was also that stupid video that came out of the guy who was like, I refuse to watch this.
And you're like, good. I don't want to watch it. I don't want you sitting next to me in the
Peace
movie
out,
theater.
gangster. Yeah. Nobody wants you there. You're uninvited. And you know the guy's totally going to watch it.
Yeah, he's totally gonna watch it.
So
Yeah.
he can make fun of it.
Yeah.
No, he's going to pretend he never watched it.
Oh,
He's going to be like.
But then at
"Yeah,
a
I
party, someone will out him because they'll be like, "Oh, did you know?" He's like, "Oh, I never saw that," and then they'll say something incorrect.
he's
Like,
gonna
no,
be
What'll happen is,
Yeah, exactly. So screw that guy. I'm
Screw you guys.
stoked
I
on
hate
this
high
movie. I'm stoked on it. I'm really excited. And I thought the trailer was a lot of fun.
I concur.
When does it come out? Do we get it soon?
July?
That's kind of soonish.
Yeah,
It's almost
summer.
It's almost June.
It is almost June.
For a second, I was like, "Is it June?"
It's
gonna be-
gonna be June.
It's gonna be June.
Sorry. So Corey tagged me in this video of Justin Timberlake was on this like British talk show, and they had him do the "It's gonna be May" thing. He's like, "It's gonna be May," and it was the best thing of all time because they were like, "Well, this song is great," and then they showed a clip of his new song. They're like, "But this will always be the best," and he's like, "It's gonna be May." And I'm like, Justin, thanks for not being Christian Bale and like, I'm too cool to talk about things I did before. I thought it was serious.
Not that Kristen's bitter about the Newsies.
You know why? Because he won't
moratorium.
talk about Newsies. For God's sake, Christian, let me just really quick one more time. I know you don't watch the show, but in case for some reason you decide to randomly, just a lot of your female fan base in the 30-something age group watches your movies because they loved you as Jack Kelly. And he was a great character with heart and hope and just a soul, and he was a good friend. And I just really think you need to don't abandon your roots. Come back to us, Jack. We love you. Never let go, Jack. Never let go.
Let go.
If you wanna be somebody, you wanna go.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Is that all we have to say this fine evening?
That's it. That's all we gotta talk about.
That's all we got to talk about.
That's all she wrote.
Heather, thank you so much for
Heather,
joining
I'm
us.
so
I'm
glad you
so
came.
glad you were.
Thank you
on our-
for inviting me.
Oh my
You
gosh.
came and knocked on our door.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
We were waiting for. Do you guys remember on Full House that like there was an episode where that was like a recurring thing about no one knowing the words to that, and
No,
so
but it
like
sounds
Uncle
like
Jesse
something
was
fun.
like, "We got a thing and a thing and a thing, Three's Company too." So, to me, that's all.
Those
that
are the lyrics.
Those are the
of-
lyrics. That's great.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but that sounds like something would happen on Full House.
Anyways, thank you, Fev,
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thanks for coming.
And-
And Bree,
And
Thanks for-
producer Bri,
your
thanks
FOMO
for
got the best of you. I'm
thanks for
glad.
showing up at the door.
That was
A little
great.
surprise.
It was
It's
great because we
delightful.
thought it was my roommate's boyfriend, but it was you.
It was not. Fun
Sorry,
fact,
Taylor.
was not. This has been episode 100 of the Electric Fancave, electricfeast.com. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, pass it around, tweet it, Facebook it, rate and review it
SoundCloud
on iTunes,
Tumblr it.
Tumblr.
Reddit
You know.
it.
Reddit it, Pinterest
Are we on
it.
Reddit?
I don't think
Instagram?
you're not like on
Ins-
Reddit. That's
Instagram
not
it?
like a thing.
Oh, it's not? I don't
No,
know.
that's not how Reddit works.
I don't know how the internet works.
No.
I've never been on Reddit. I don't know how.
Heather knows a thing or two about Reddit.
I know my Reddit.
She's a Redditor.
Redditor.
If
Oh,
you
is that
will.
what you are?
Yeah, that's what she does. Okay,
You could also, like Pony Express it to your friends that live in the
can
country.
express it. Tell it.
Unless they have
Telegram.
HughesNet and a satellite that faces the south, then they'll be set.
Yep.
On that
note, peace out, everybody.
Oh, take it easy, kids.